Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you in the studios talking our favorite topic, real estate. I hope you're having an amazing weekend on a great Saturday. It's a busy Saturday, so we got a great show for you. And, of course, it's a busy Saturday down at Food City Center. Later at 4 o'clock today, Alabama, Tennessee, big game. Hope to see you guys there. And appreciate everybody who's been following our pages all throughout the year, football, basketball, and seeing your smiling faces at the games. Always been fun. Excited to send you guys courtesy of Hometown Realty. So we got a good show. Last week, if you tuned in, we were talking about the biggest questions our real estate clients are asking today. And we kind of got through a lot of it, but I felt like there was some that we didn't get to cover. We had to shorten the show. You know, we only got 30 minutes here with you guys. And so we're going to do part 2 of that. Biggest questions real estate clients are asking in today's market as we get ready for the spring market, weather changing, and what does that mean for the housing market here in East Tennessee? We'll talk about that and so many more things here on the show. Let's see here. Before we go, as always, appreciate you tuning in. Always, you can find Real Estate with Ryan every Saturday at 11 a.m. on Talk Radio 92.3 FM. We're streaming live. We're on their Facebook page there. In case you miss us or can't catch us or connect, we're always there every Saturday at 11. And, of course, News Talk 98.7, 1 o'clock. You can catch us there as well. Enjoy you guys and partners there every week sharing our channel and our show. Of course, we're on Spotify, iTunes, and Google, in case you happen to miss the show, along with Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and even on TikTok. We're out there. So in case you missed Real Estate with Ryan or busy or at the game, we can always catch a replay. Let's go into our congrats, our new listings, some pendings, and some sales. Congrats to our great new clients. So we got a new listing on 111 Deerhaven Court in Harriman. Beautiful property. Make sure you check that property out. It's coming up next week. Should hit our website. Let's see what else we got. 3351 Kaufman Drive. Great starter home in Knoxville, South Knoxville. Just hitting the market. Make sure you check that one out as well. Of course, 2304 Lakemore Drive in Knoxville. Waterfront listing. Beautiful luxury home. Make sure you check that property out. It's got an in-law suite. Downstairs basement is spacious. New kitchen. Some more details coming up here in the following week on that new listing. Congrats to our great seller, 2186 Bingham Lane in Sevierville. And then, of course, our great sellers on Porchville Lane, Knoxville, and Farragut. And great closing there on 620 Porchville Lane. As always, every deal is down to the wire, doing little inspections, doing little walkthroughs. And, that's what I tell sellers. I think in this market that we're seeing, one of the biggest things is anxiety in the marketplace. You know, what's going on? Buyers are nervous, sellers are nervous, and some of the things that we deal with on our end that we try to make it smooth on your side, but behind the scenes, from little walkthrough things that, potentially we had a deal just blow up at the last minute, and it was an inspection-related item. And those things happen, but it shouldn't have happened, but sometimes it does. And so we're able to try to hopefully get that back and put back together for the seller. But keep in mind, as the market changes and your property's on the market, I always say we do this show every week to share with you a little bit about what we do in the marketplace and how we can help you and be an advantage to help your property get sold or maybe help you purchase a new one. But your best advantage in today's market, and I mean this, whether it goes with us or one of our great colleagues that we work with out there, is having a great team in your corner. Because now in the market, more than ever, buyers are on edge, sellers are nervous, things are going on. And so that teamwork is crucial to get it to the finish line. So make sure you partner with a great team. We've always got your back, and we'd love to help you any way we can. Let's jump into the show. All right, so we're coming back on... we talked about some things last week to get your home sold and how long it will take on the market. Those are things where we ended up. And then the last thing we talked about is should we get a home inspection, right? So one of the questions is, Ryan, I'm going to list my home. Should we do an inspection? I think that was the last topic that we were able to cover. So I'm going to piggyback that and hope you've enjoyed this show. I think there's some questions and conversations here that I thought we could do a two-part and really be impactful as we go into the spring market. Should we get an initial home inspection? As a seller, if it's new construction, you probably know the answer. There'd be no request for an inspection there on new construction. But, as a buyer, do we do new construction inspection? Yes, you do. You definitely want to do that. And maybe it's a new build, and the one we just talked about that fell through, guess what that was? It was a new construction home. And, of course, with the new construction, we did one on ours, and it's very, very helpful at the end to make sure all those items are covered. Listen, when you're building, there's a lot of trades that are coming in, and they're finishing, and you say, well, Ryan, you're getting a building permit, and then doesn't the building inspector come out and check? He does. But like anything, if they're doing a lot of properties at one time, things get missed. And so having that pre-inspection or final inspection is crucial. A lot of custom-built homes, a lot of properties we got in the Smokies, a lot here in Knoxville. Make sure you do those. And I do recommend them on a new construction. If you have those items and something comes up, have an opportunity to get with your builder and do that punch list. Now, most builders don't have a problem with that, but as always, make sure you're checking on what items really need to be done or not. Now, pools are a common issue. This is what came up on one of ours, that in-ground pool. And that pool was off 1/8 of an inch, is what they were saying. Well, after talking to the experts, that's normal. But was that an opportunity for the buyer to leave the window open? I'm not sure. So things you definitely want to check with to make sure there's no issues there. And it's hard, obviously. None of us are pool experts or building experts, but bringing that inspector at the final end is crucial. Now, let's talk about a resale property that you're putting your home on the market. It's in pristine shape. You service the HVAC, the roof's in really good shape. Do we do an inspection? Well, I'm not sure if we do one on that, because keep in mind, I always recommend doing an inspection maybe on the major items. And let me tell you why. Inspection is really, really important on the major items, because when we do a home inspection, the buyers come through, it's delegated to a home inspector, and what happens more than likely, they say, well, the HVAC is at the end of its life, or it's close to the end of its life, and it covers so many years. We're going to recommend a HVAC professional. So recommend to them. Roofing is one of the most common things we see. Sometimes it's a 25, 30-year roof. That's the life expectancy of the roof. Inspector comes in, says, I'm not a roofing expert, and he's going to recommend a roofer. Well, you and I both know in today's market, when we go out there and call a roofer, what do we think we're going to get? Hey, you need a new roof. And I hate to say that. I mean, more than likely you're going to get that you need a new roof unless it's been replaced, in a reasonable time. So these are crucial things to get, and make sure you have great vendors that are telling you exactly the way it is, not what makes more financial benefit for the roofer. So these are challenges. And when we get down to several deals that we're working now, we have an inspection period. So if you're not familiar, every property is going to have an inspection period. And then they have something in our contracts in the state of Tennessee where it's a resolution period, meaning that we have so many days, typically 5 to 3 business days or calendar days, to resolve that issue. Now, if you don't resolve that issue, you run into an issue or a borderline of the contract terminating or having something blow up last minute like our great sellers did. And so that's a challenge. So make sure that we don't want to negotiate those or find roof repairs and things like that at the last minute. So short notice is an inspection is good for the big items. But keep in mind that if you do have an inspection, and even if there's more items than expected, you got to still disclose those. You got to let the buyers know if we didn't fix them. So catch-22, get with your agent and understand what is needed there. All right, let's see. What happens? And we happened to this sweet couple. We made an offer on their home, on a home that they were going to purchase, and it was turned down. So, Ryan, what are my options if my offer gets turned down? And it's just a great question and some ideas. You always have an opportunity to boost your offer. If the seller rejects your offer and they believe it's too low, you can change it. We'll rewrite the offer. Maybe we'll change escrow. We always encourage sellers and sellers agents out there that have the property on the market. We're always asking for a counter. Seller may not want to accept your offer, but may be willing to negotiate. if you revise the offer, such as terms, closing dates, repairs, maybe it's types of financing. All these things are a key component. Now, keep in mind, one of the biggest things I'm working with our clients in this market is a contingency. I have a contingency on a property that's selling. And we're coming up here on the break of the second half, but we're going to get into some good topics as we approach the second half of Real Estate with Ryan. But with those contingencies, they're key, and we're going to talk about that in a few. Stay with us. We're coming on the second half of Real Estate with Ryan. We're talking more questions that you may have in the real estate market.
Knoxville and East Tennessee. The region is known for its rolling hills, rivers, and lakes. There's no better place to work, live, or raise a family. Home is where your story begins. Buying or selling your home is a big decision, and you need a real estate team you can trust.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty, your hometown experts. Whether you're buying or selling a home, let us develop a winning game plan for you.
Hometown Realty is East Tennessee's #1 real estate group and a proud sponsor of the Vols.
I'm Ryan Coleman with Hometown Realty. The real estate market's changing every day. You need to know your home's value in today's market. Text your home address to 290-2290 for an instant, no obligation home evaluation. That's 865-290-2290. And remember, when you're ready to sell, we have a guaranteed sale program to get you in your next home stress-free. Trust your hometown experts. We've helped thousands of people just like you. All right, we're back at it, Real Estate with Ryan. So excited to be with you guys. Talking real estate, second half. Questions that you may have in the real estate market as we approach the spring. We touched on it last week, but we're diving down deeper in these questions, and we needed a second show. We needed some more time, and I think you're enjoying this. We got some good topics for you. But before we get going too far, let's get into our 60-second vol update. Big day here. All right, drum roll, please. All right, last week the men, an amazing game on the road, 65-59 LSU. Great defensive game. It wasn't a lot of offense, but they played well. It was a big win. LSU has a really good team, and they didn't take them for granted. A big win, Tennessee. And, of course, you know the men are playing today at 4 o'clock, Food City Center. Big game versus Alabama. And so hope to see you guys there because I'm going in the house. And their Lady Vols were on the road against Kentucky. Woo, it was a tough one, 82-58. I turned it off about halftime. It was tough. So anyway, we'll regroup. Tournament right around the corner for the Lady Vols. An amazing season and excited to see them in tournament play. As always, excited sending everybody to the games. Please post your pictures. Share the love on social media. Excited seeing you guys and what we have coming for the following season. Baseball and spring game right around the corner. Men's football, is that hard to believe? Spring game right around the corner and so much more. All this brought to you courtesy of Hometown Realty, proud sponsor of the Vols. Go Big Orange. All right, let's see here. So much going on. My team keeps me straight. They try to keep me straight, but that's a full-time job, as you guys know. So what do we do if an offer was turned down? We're talking about in the first section. And obviously counter making those changes, but the contingencies are huge right now. The contingencies. I've got a home to sell, Ryan. Mine's not selling or it's not sold yet. I want to find something. I got several clients now, numerous. We're working on a deal as of last night, hopefully to secure not only the sale of my client's home, but another seller putting their home under contract and making some happy families. My seller, one of my sellers was moving to Florida, already relocated, and it's just memories. The sellers of another property that we're representing, now buyers, they said, Ryan, I remember this property when it was being built. And so something brought them back to this property and hoping that we can get this worked out for them. And go to talk last night that the husband actually grew up across the street in a house just a couple blocks down. So that's kind of how things happen. It kind of comes full circle, and excited for my great buyers and great for my sellers. And but those contingencies in the market in an offer, you have to really think about it. I talked to one of my clients this week and have to say, listen, there's a lot of nervousness in the market. I got to find one, Ryan. I got to sell one. I need to go look and see what's out there on top of everything so expensive. And those things, you got to deal with it. And I think one of the first thing is we talk teamwork. We know guidance. We know experience. I mean, that's big. And I've been doing this, my team, we've been doing this a time or two, over 25 years in the marketplace. And one of the most important things we have to do, and so that our offer is not turned down and that we get the best deal on a purchase, is making sure we start from A, B, and C. You know, if you're selling a property, we got to know exactly what our home is worth. And we've got a lot of tools here for you on the show to help you start that process. You could always visit our website at ryancoleman.org, get your value, know exactly what your home is worth before you even call me, before you even come out. At least get a preliminary. Now, if you're serious about putting your home on the market and it's going to be doing it soon, then you need to call us out to come look at it. Because like every buyer, buyer's going to determine value by showing the property, looking at it, curb appeal, feeling, touch it. We still do that today. I know with the AIs and the robots and all that, you almost feel like the things we used to do years ago are going away. And things are changing. Technology's changing. Just sold one of these properties from the West Coast, and they didn't even look at the home, right? And then so some of our walkthrough tours and our marketing is giving consumers across the country access to properties that they didn't before, giving them more information and allowing you to sell your home not only faster for more money. But those opportunities on contingencies, you need to have your home on the market before we make an offer. And then obviously before having it on the market, we need to look. We need to know what areas we're looking for. And we need to stay within budget, right? So our budget is key. But staying in budget and making sure we have an offer on our home or a contingency and a clause that protects us on the next one we buy. Things to think about. But that does come into rejecting offers. In the marketplace today, some sellers are not willing to take a contingency if the house is A, not even in the market, or not under contract. What's another option, Ryan? Keep looking. Keep looking. Keep looking, waiting for the perfect time that when your buyer, your home, it just seems in real estate, I've been doing this for a while, that if we're looking and we find the right property, we get our homes under contract, we have a pending contract, we have the language in the contract that we need, it just seems that things seem to work out. And it seems to work out. And just like the offer that we're writing for this young couple, we had one fall through. But the other one that they didn't even think that they could afford or in the price range or would even come available, it opened up for them. So those doors are open up. So that was excited for them. So keep working, keep trusting your team there. All right, what else? What if I sell my home, but I'm not able to find a new one to buy? That is a great question and is important. Very simply, you got to start the process. You got to look, and that's why we want to start that process. Start looking now. We give you a tool, easy, make it easy. Go to the App Store, look up Hometown Realty Real Estate. Our app, it's free. Download it anytime. Start looking now to see what's out there in price ranges. Get free updates. Got some of our preferred vendors. And when you look on our app, that's going to give you a good indication for your budget and your price range and the features that you're looking if you're going to be able to find the housing that you want to find. But the number one thing that you need to do, get with your great agent and make a contingency. So if we're not able to find the one we're looking for, that you don't have to move forward. It's a contingent contract. You don't have to purchase the next one if everything doesn't work out. I know that we do that all the time. The last thing we want to see is you to purchase something and then have to turn around and resell it within the next couple months or year. So there's a good opportunity. Ryan, I see this a lot. Knowing the housing market, if you're watching crypto, some of the stocks, things are going down. Home prices are going down. Should I wait to purchase? There's always an opportunity. Over the past year, home prices have been widely a debated topic. Some have said that the massive drop in prices should happen a repeat of 2008, but we haven't seen that. Others have forecasted that the real estate market that could see a slight appreciation or depreciation depending on the area and county that you live. To best explain this, go to visuals, and we've got a graph here. So they were going over some graphs and really covering the forecast. And what's projected for 2025 is an increase of 3.57 growth a year. Now, that being said, that's cumulative all throughout the year, different price ranges, different locations. Obviously, we're not like 2008, 2012 was going to happen again. A lot of things with lending was involved, government tight controls on those things. But anything could happen. Foreclosure filings were down at record low levels in 2020 and 21, so an increase from those years is no surprise that numbers may jump up. Banks likely won't let the mistake happen of the so-called Great Recession. This time may instead negotiate modifications. So there were some good articles in pointing that a lot of the things that happened in 2008 and 12, they were able to allocate some modifications, some things like that, so that we won't have the record number of foreclosures. So for the housing market, for prices to change dramatically, we'd have to have a lot of inventory increase, and there would have to be a lot of price drops. So not seeing that right here in our market or across the country. What is a seller's market? It's a good question that you may ask. 6-month supply of inventory or less is considered a seller's market. Low inventory or supply of homes on the market, economic growth, job creation, lower interest rates all point to a seller's market. You say, Ryan, are we in a seller's market now or a buyer's market? We're a little bit between both. I think we're in a stale market where it's a little bit sluggish. But with anything in real estate, and of course in East Tennessee, the market could change with a rate correction, with some weather. I see in our inventory, we're tracking numbers. We're above 6,000 homes on the market inventory. Just a couple of weeks ago, we're in 5,300 homes active on the market in the Knoxville housing market. We're seeing some inventory move. So all those are a good opportunity in the housing market. As we kind of wind out this show and kind of understand what is the best move, I think still looking forward in 2025, we got to make decisions that are sound. We got to keep our budget, stay within budget. Got to get with a great lender if we're going to borrow money on the front end, shop around, make sure we got the best financing options available. And as you're selling, start that interview process earlier than later and get with a great team that can help you. Appreciate being with you this weekend. Thanks for following us. Look forward to having a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.